Hello and welcome to another weather forecast here on your Sunday, July 10th. Everybody, hope you're having a great day out there. Hope you're having a great weekend as well. Thanks for everybody that was joining the live stream last night. That was a lot of fun, and I hope everybody can join again today, as we probably will be going live for some more severe weather across portions of the upper Midwest and western Great Lakes here as we head into this afternoon. Looking back here at the storm reports for your Saturday, July 9th, we're seeing a lot of wind reports here across Texas and especially down here into Mississippi and Alabama. And then we got some more wind reports here and some hail reports as well up across Montana into North Dakota and portions of northern Wyoming as well. In total here, we did have 71 wind reports here across the country, as well as 3 of them significant, 17 hail reports with 2 significant, for a total of 88 severe weather reports from your Saturday, July 9th. But as we move here into today on your Sunday, July 10th here, we do have a slight risk in a couple different zones. We got kind of a smaller slight risk across northeastern Wyoming, southeastern Montana, and western South Dakota, and then a larger slight risk area across eastern North Dakota, north central Minnesota, and also northwestern Wisconsin as well, with a marginal risk extending down towards South Dakota, west central Iowa, into Nebraska here, as well as northeastern Colorado, and then another smaller marginal risk across the coastal Texas area into southern portions of Louisiana and southern Mississippi as well. But looking here at the individual hazards as we head into this afternoon and evening, we do kind of have a little bit of a heightened tornado risk across portions of northeastern Minnesota into northwest Wisconsin. That's where you see that 5% area here of tornadoes across this area. So the Duluth, Minnesota area, getting up here into the Arrowhead of Minnesota, definitely here on guard for some severe weather and tornadoes as we head into this afternoon, including the Minneapolis-St. Paul area as well. And then you kind of got that 2% tornado risk area kind of extending back farther to the west into the far eastern Dakotas as well. And then looking here at the damaging wind risk, kind of, like I said, that marginal chance here of some damaging winds in that 5% zone that goes along with that marginal risk. And then the 15% areas here of the damaging wind kind of going along with a slight risk here again into Minnesota, especially north central Minnesota and eastern North Dakota, as well as northeastern portions of Wyoming here in vicinity there as well as that lower damaging wind risk here across portions of coastal Texas, southern Louisiana, and southern Mississippi as well. And then kind of the hail risk kind of going along again with that slight risk zone across north central Minnesota and eastern North Dakota, with a smaller hail risk across portions here of Nebraska, South Dakota, west central Iowa, as well as back towards northeastern Colorado and Wyoming as well. So looking kind of what the radar could look like as we head through the day today, this is about early afternoon. We can kind of have the MCS that's pushing across North Dakota. That will be entering into northwestern Minnesota during the afternoon hours. That'll continue as we head towards the late afternoon hours here, continuing with some storm action here across the Arrowhead of Minnesota, northern Minnesota, as well as some storms kind of getting up into western Ontario as well. And then that will kind of transpire just behind all of that here activity during the morning and into the afternoon hours. We'll start to have more destabilization here. We definitely have a lot of boundary layer heating across this area. Strong CAPE values, or convective available potential energy here as we call it, getting up here with the reds and the purples, getting up to that 3,000 to near 4,000 joules per kilogram range. So that is strong to getting up to near extreme instability levels as we head into the afternoon here, the peak heating time frame, as well as some decent shear. We got some effective bulk shear values from the west here, the westerlies and the jet stream, kind of in that 40 to near 50 knot range. So definitely going to be watching for some organization here of some of the updrafts during the afternoon as well. And we can see that back across portions here of north central North Dakota, and even back here into northeastern Wyoming, starting to see some supercell thunderstorms develop. And these ones could produce some tornadoes as well. So we definitely have to watch that. And then this will kind of move across portions of the northern Minnesota vicinity as we head into the overnight hours into early Monday morning. Just generally looking at kind of the rainfall amounts here the next 12 to 24 hours, you can see kind of, more steady across portions here of northern and central Minnesota, northern Wisconsin here, the UP of Michigan, and eastern North Dakota. That's where you can kind of average out around ½ inch to upwards of an inch of rain that could fall as well as kind of a stalled out or slowing kind of cold frontal boundary across the southeastern United States along the Gulf Coast. You could also see some heavier rainfall down towards the Georgia area and also southern South Carolina. We could hit near the Myrtle Beach area, Charleston, South Carolina, definitely could be talking about rainfall amounts exceeding that 2-inch mark as we head into the afternoon and evening as well. This is kind of my forecast of high temperatures and what you could expect across the country here for your day today. Here you can see cooler up in the Pacific Northwest. I'm forecasting high near Seattle and Portland up there in the low 70s. Very warm and very hot down into portions of Southern California. Forecasting a high there of 102. The Dallas-Fort Worth area here up to around 105, and then near toward the Chicagoland area ahead of all that activity here in the lower 80s this afternoon. You can kind of pick out where you can see the thunderstorm activity during the afternoon as well, across the Tennessee Valley, as well as up here into the northern plains and the upper Midwest here as well. And then as we kind of move forward towards your Monday here tomorrow, July 11th, the Storm Prediction Center has upgraded a little part of this area of the marginal risk I was showing you yesterday, actually to a slight risk across central Illinois, getting toward the Chicagoland area here in Gary, Indiana, and then back into portions of northeastern Missouri, far southeastern Iowa. This does include Peoria, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, and getting back toward the Kirksville, Missouri area as well. And then that marginal risk extends farther southwest towards Kansas City, Wichita, Topeka, and then even portions here of the Front Range of the Rockies here into southeastern Colorado as well. And that will all be in association with the cold front that'll kind of move to the southeast here across the upper Midwest as we head into the day on Monday. Ahead of that cold front, we definitely could expect some strong instability to develop here. You can see in the reds and the purples, that's where we have instability of about 3,000 to up to 4,000 joules per kilogram by Monday afternoon ahead of that front. And also here some stronger westerlies here in the jet stream, effective bulk shear values getting up to around that 40 to 50 knot range. So that will support that organized updraft potential as we head into Monday afternoon and evening as well. So looking at the composite reflectivity during that period, you can see some storms up into northern Wisconsin here, kind of post-frontal. We're seeing the front moving across southern Wisconsin here, eastern Iowa during this period. But then as we head in towards the peak heating of the day, we could start to see some of these line segments developing here with some multi-cells potentially as we head towards the afternoon and into the early evening hours across lower Michigan here, southern Lake Michigan, maybe extending farther to the southwest across central Illinois, even though it's not showing it here. Definitely a potential as well in the Chicagoland area, Gary, Indiana here towards the portions here of even Peoria, Illinois, and Kirksville, Missouri as well. So definitely be on high alert as you head into that time frame. But then as we kind of lose all that heating, the instability decreases in towards, after sunset, we really start to lose that severe weather potential on your Monday night. Just looking here at Monday at what we can expect during that time frame, not much rainfall. So if you get under a thunderstorm, do consider yourself lucky across the western Great Lakes and southern Great Lakes here during that period, but definitely not seeing much rainfall really across much of the the mainland U.S. at all across the that Monday into Tuesday time frame, except for the Gulf Coast here, northern Florida, southern portions of Georgia, southern Alabama, and southern portions of South Carolina. You could still expect that slow front here, that stalled out front that could be expecting upwards of an inch of rainfall additionally here for your Monday afternoon. And this is kind of my forecast again for your Monday, July 11th. Kind of pick your spot on the map. You can see 107, still that heat continuing across the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Heat starting to expand farther to the west here with 105 near Los Angeles, 94 up toward the Boise, Idaho area as well, starting to warm up across the Pacific Northwest up there toward about 83, and then even down towards the Miami area here with some of that rainfall and some of that cooler weather. It's relatively speaking, with all that cloud cover, highs are going to be held back, I think, in the mid to upper 80s across that area on your Monday. But as we move even into Tuesday, we got that stalled out front kind of washing out across the portions of the southeast. We got that cold front coming in here from the northwest, and ahead of that cold front in the New England area, we're definitely going to be expecting here some more destabilization. Again, moderate instability values will be here developing through the day, and in the yellows here, that's where you can expect that 2,000 to up to near 2,500 joules per kilogram instability, kind of that moderate instability we look for, and also some shear values kind of overlapping that instability here with the westerlies and the jet stream here with the shortwave trough moving across the Great Lakes. And yeah, you could definitely be seeing some shear values of about 25 to 35 knots or higher across this area for your Tuesday afternoon, kind of organizing those updrafts here as well. So looking at Tuesday mid to late afternoon, you can start to see some isolated and widely scattered showers and storms developing across interior New England from New York State down through portions of Pennsylvania, and this will kind of continue across portions here of southern New York State, getting into portions of Connecticut Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island here, and then down towards northern New Jersey as we head to the evening hours. And then this kind of fades away as we head towards the the overnight hours, as we kind of lose all that instability after the sun sets. Again, not really expecting too much rainfall across New England, but definitely if you get under a storm, definitely could have some locally heavy downpours. Again, that monsoon weather does continue across the four corners, and then that stalled out front, we kind of got to watch here off the coast here of coastal Louisiana and coastal portions there of Mississippi, Alabama, down towards Mobile, down towards portions here of New Orleans as well. Could be seeing additional rainfall amounts of about 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches across those areas. So definitely expecting some more heavy rainfall. This is what I expect here for your Tuesday, July 12th timeframe, temperature-wise, and what you can expect generally for your forecast there. Again, 107 continuing here down towards North Texas here, 106 in Southern California, warming up in a big way across Idaho there, back up to 102. The heat does expand. Behind that cold front, look it up here into portions of the upper Midwest here, low to mid-80s across those areas from Minneapolis, St. Paul, back towards Rapid City, Chicago, 76 over there toward the Toronto area, and even northern portions there of Maine up towards 75 as well. New York City ahead of that front. You could be in the lower 90s from New York City down towards portions there of Charleston, West Virginia, and even the Atlanta area. So definitely some heat ahead of that front. But kind of turning our attention here again to the Eastern Pacific Basin, we're starting to see activity really start to, continue to really amplify as we head towards, the middle portion here of July. We have Tropical Storm Darby actually here kind of spinning across the open waters here of the Eastern Pacific. And you can see that right here in the satellite imagery. You can see Tropical Storm Darby actually starting to organize a little bit more here in the satellite here, starting to see some more of that organization with the convection here starting to round around the portions of the low pressure system. And definitely you can see that in the big picture here, that Darby's really kind of by itself out here in the Eastern Pacific. A little bit of a wave ahead of that, but really nothing to slow it down here. We are watching a wave behind that as well, with that 20% or even that 30% chance of development here coming off of the Central Americas and moving westward over the open waters as well, and then kind of a wave behind that. So very active across the Eastern Pacific during this period. But looking at Tropical Storm Darby right now, it looks to stay tropical storm status at least through this evening, and then actually starting to maintain and get into that hurricane status as we get in towards that Monday, Tuesday, and even that Wednesday time frame here during the middle of this upcoming week here, and then start to weaken as it kind of approaches cooler waters toward the late week time frame. So that is something to watch. Again, mainly staying over open waters really, so not here much of a big deal in this area. Just kind of some upswellings here. Again, with all these storms continuing across the Eastern Pacific, some upswellings with the cooler water from the bottom up to the top of the ocean here is probably all you're going to see really with this kind of activity. Again, I think the Eastern Pacific with time will start to weaken here its activity as we really start to see all these cooler waters emerge here towards the end of July and early August here, with all these storms being active in that area. But as we look over to the Atlantic Basin, the Caribbean, the Gulf, all these areas, no tropical activity expected here, at least within the next 5 to even 7 days or more. Still very quiet across this area, and that is definitely going to stay the same here across those areas, like I said, for the next several days. But looking toward the U.S. here, we are seeing, again, I'm showing this to you again, another U.S. drought monitor that did come out here on Thursday. They come out with this every Thursday, the National Drought Mitigation Center. And again, that drought really starting to expand across the southwestern and western U.S. here. The drought starting to expand here and intensify across the Tennessee Valley, the Illinois Valley, all the way down into the southeast with that moderate and even pockets of severe drought. And I do mention this because the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from that July 15th through the 19th timeframe, so right in the middle here of the month, all the way towards that third week in July, does favor above normal temperature probabilities across the mainly the entire U.S. here, in exception to portions of the Carolinas and coastal Georgia here, with some of that tropical rainfall continuing during that time frame. And you can kind of see that with near normal precipitation across that area, and then below normal precipitation across most of the center of the country here, from the Central Plains eastward toward the Ohio Valley, and then with that tropical, kind of influence with the monsoonal season, we definitely have that continuing even into portions of Utah, where it's been very dry of late, portions of Arizona, all the way up here towards Montana. Definitely some good news there. Even some above normal precipitation favored in central Alaska here as well. And looking kind of at the European model here forecast, as we get towards the 14th, 15th time frame here of the month, you see it's upper level shortwave trough across portions right off to the northwest here, the Pacific Northwest, and that will kind of make what I call a squeeze effect as we have that kind of moving down towards the Pacific Northwest. That really starts to amplify this ridge, and that will start to shift farther to the north here as we head towards the middle of the month, and that will just continue as we head and towards the 16th, 17th time frame here as well, and even the 18th, 19th time frame here, although the northern end of this ridge might actually start to kind of broaden out a little bit, but still some very hot temperatures expected across most of the southern and central U.S. During this period, so that is something to watch. And even looking further, the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook here, the Climate Prediction Center's forecast, you can see July 17th through the 23rd time frame, well above normal temperatures can be expected across most of the eastern 2/3 or half of the country, and that will just dominate as we head towards the end of July, I do think, and continued below normal precipitation signal is there as well in their forecast. The Climate Prediction Center's forecast showing slightly below normal precipitation from the upper Midwest southward towards the Ozarks, portions out here of North Texas, getting over towards middle and western Tennessee. Still a signal there for some monsoonal weather to continue across the Four Corners and then getting up into Wyoming and portions of the northern plains as well during that period. But kind of looking here at the ensembles, we like to look at ensembles to see where the agreement is and where the differences are. But you definitely see the agreement is there that a major heat wave is expected here across portions of the country and most of the country as we head towards that middle and late portion here of the month of July. And that really just continues to expand as we head towards the 18th time frame and even the 19th time frame, even farther to the east here. Some of these areas all the way up to the north that haven't really experienced all this heat will definitely get a taste of real summer here, the dog days of summer, as I call it, as we head towards that 19th, 20th time frame here as well. Also here, what I've kind of caught my eye here as well is when it gets really hot like this, and you have a very strong ridge here across the portions of the south central plains, you definitely have to worry about that jet stream once again around the northern and northeastern periphery of all this here. You got the stronger jet stream here. We definitely always have to watch this time of year. And again, we have all that instability starting to build across the northern plains and the upper Midwest, and then you really have to worry about, hey, maybe we might have some severe weather potential. So that is something to watch here during that 16th time frame. And then really moving in towards that 17th, 18th time frame as well across portions of the Midwest here, the instability really starting to grow up to around 4,000, 5,000 joules per kilogram, and that just continues toward the end of the month. So we might have day after day after day of higher instability here during this period. And it makes you wonder here, how you have the high pressure system anchored off to the south, you got the airflow around it here with the jet stream, and you might have to watch out for those progressive kind of shortwave patterns, the ripples in the jet stream, for the potential here of derechos on windstorms once again. Not saying there's one that is going to be happening, but definitely have to raise your awareness that, hey, this pattern may be conducive to one, so we definitely have to watch that here towards the end of this month. And again, the frequency of derechos, actually kind of a second season of derechos, continues through this month here, July. As long as we're in July, we kind of have that second bump here, the second season of derechos here. See, in May, you kind of have a really big bump from April to May, and then kind of tails off a little bit here into June, and then really starts to bump up again towards that July period with that 21% frequency as well, and then we start to kind of climb downward as we get towards August. This is kind of your forecast as I'm expecting here for the Toronto, Ontario, Canada area the next 6 days. You can see mostly sunny skies here for today, upper 70s, very nice day there. Lows dropping down to around 60 this afternoon here and this evening. Monday we could have a cold front move through. I'm expecting a 60% chance of showers and storms there. Maybe a few stronger thunderstorms, we'll have to wait and see. But Toronto, Canada warming up to the middle 80s here on your Monday. Very breezy wind here out of the south-southwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts probably up to around 35 miles per hour. A very warm and muggy night here along those areas where you could have showers and storms dropping down near the upper 60s or lower 70s. And then even on your Tuesday, maybe some lingering showers and storms. I'm giving it about a 50% chance during that time. Middle 70s here, dropping down here to the lower 60s. Winds will be picking up continuously here out of the west during that period as well. And then moving in toward the middle and late portion of next week for the Toronto area, you can see afternoon showers is a possibility, not a guarantee, but a possibility on your Wednesday, about a 40% chance I'm giving it there. With the cloud cover and a chance of rainfall, I'm kind of forecasting a high of the low to mid 70s there. A nice breeze here out of the northwest, and then dropping down to the mid 50s on your Wednesday. And then Thursday, lots of sunshine, high pressure builds back in there, mid 70s for that time frame, middle 50s for lows, and then again sun-splashed skies as we head into the Friday, July 15th time frame. Maybe a few decorative cumulus clouds in the sky during that time frame, with upper 70s a possibility, with lows dropping into the mid to upper 50s. So thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate everybody, you know, like I said, joining me in the live stream. I'll be doing another live stream today for severe weather late this afternoon, early this evening here. Do remember to subscribe to my channel. Also like the video below, and leave any comments, questions, and concerns below as well. Thank you everybody, and I'll see you later today in the live stream. Have a great Sunday out there.